Hello, everybody. Welcome to, what is it, day 3, 4. I think it's 4 for you guys, for Tony's Right. I have so many channels that I have to go between them all. I believe it's day 4. So, let me double check. I think so. Day 4. Yes, it's day 4. Sorry, I could not keep it. Anyway, welcome to Right Month Day 4. I've had a little bit of a break in between these days. So this is going to go the 26th. We're going to pick it up back up on the 26th. I've had a few days in between. And this is going to cover a personal writing goal for me. So the semester was over for me officially on the 13th. It is now the 25th. It is Christmas Day. So it's been about, 2 weeks since, it's been about 2 weeks since I have finished my first semester in my MFA program. And I haven't been doing too much writing or anything like that. I think just making the portfolio kind of got me kind of exhausted with it. But I have been looking at competitions and things like that to apply to, open submissions, all of that, because I have my Instagram and there's a bunch of open calls for submissions and things like that. With the break, I decided, I'm gonna plan out the year ahead, 2024, when it comes to some writing goals and some writing kind of prompts that I'm going to make. So I decided that the first 2 months I'm going to have writing prompts or whatever on my Instagram. So month 1 is going to be haikus. So a challenge to make a haiku every day for the month of January for myself, and then I'm going to just post it for other people. And then month 2, I'm African American and it's Black History Month, and so I'm going to do ekphrastic poetry featuring African American artists. So month 1 and 2 I planned out already. I want to see if I can keep it up because, with school, and then I'm also working now part-time, sometimes I feel like I will not have the time to do this, but I'm hopeful. So January, we're going to do haikus, and then February, we're going to do ekphrastic poetry with African American artists. My personal writing goal for 2024 is to do 365 days of ekphrastic poetry. So ekphrastic poetry is basically poetry about art, literature, it's about something out in the world, and so and art that's more artistic. So I'll look it up for you. So the Poetry Foundation defines it as a vivid description of a scene, or more commonly a work of art. Through the imaginative act of narrating and reflecting on the action of a poem or sculpture, the poet may amplify or expand its meaning. So essentially it's about a work of art. Some people, they expand it beyond just art. But I, in this semester, really liked the poetry that I wrote about art. And so I really want to challenge myself to make ekphrastic poetry because I kind of feel like it really helped me to keep going deeper. One of the challenges in the class was that halfway through the semester I started to open up. The first half I was not so open, and I'll detail that more in videos about my semester and stuff like that. But I really enjoy writing about poetry, and so I had another class. I had 2 classes. One was about poetry, one was about creativity at large, and so we went to a museum and I wrote about my experience at the museum. And then the other one was about actual poetry. I had to take a genre class and had to take the basic kind of orientation-ish sort of class. So yeah, we wrote a bunch of different poems every week. So we had like 11 poems at the end, and then we had to turn a portfolio, and then we had a process paper about 2 or 3 poets that we were very interested in, how they influenced our work. And you know, the semester's over, I have this break, and I want to keep going in 2024. I don't want to stop, and I don't want to have just like assignments. The reason why I'm writing is just assignments. I want to have more than that. So what I decided was that I was going to make Ekphraxtic Poetry 365 days a year. How was I going to do that? Because I didn't want to have to look up art every day, because like my repertoire of artists is really like short, and like, yeah, short, I can come up with 365. I could come up with look at the Google, you know, the Google people, see if there's art written, like, you know, about them and stuff like that. But I didn't want to have to hassle that, always going to the museum. I figured, I was thinking more about the Ekphrastic month, like February, that I was going to do, and like going to get postcards from a museum and writing about that. And what I decided to do was buy this. It is Page a Day, a gallery calendar. So this is 365 days worth of art. So it's a calendar. So every day I can pull a page and have art, and it's really the most economical option, because it was only $22 versus, you know, if I get postcards at a museum, that's like, I mean, that's hundreds of dollars right there, because each card is probably like $5 to $10, stuff like that. If you get like a bunch of calendars and stuff like that, it's cool. You know, the free option is online, but then sourcing all of that 365 like artists, 365 pieces of art, I don't really feel like doing that. So I decided to go with this. And so this is my personal project, 365 days of Ekphrastic poetry. And I'm excited to challenge myself, because I feel like I want to be able to pick up details about what I'm seeing and what I'm imagining, and I want to start to develop an eye of seeing the world and picking up little details that I can write about. Because yeah, you look on the back, especially when it comes to the people, you could focus and write the poem on the people, but as you get deeper into your writing, like, what details are you going to start seeing? Like, am I going to write about the boy right here, or am I going to write about the water? You know what I'm saying? Like, as my skills develop and my eye to look at art develops, and seeing the world and exploring the world and being cognizant and aware and open and receptive, the kind of writing that I'm going to be doing will definitely shift. And I want to see how those things shift when it comes to writing poetry. I want to have a catalog of how this is shifting, how this is changing, how my eye is opening up to new ways, new possibilities. And so for this project, I am really excited. I will read some of the poetry at the end of the year, and hopefully I keep with it every day. But I wanted to do a personal challenge to myself, and so I'm going for that. This is what I'm going for. So I'm going to do 365 days of Ekphrastic poetry using this gallery calendar, and at the end of the year, I hope to have 365 poems, and some of them, maybe, you know, 10 or so, to share with you guys, because it's really a vein of poetry that I found myself really drawn towards. One of my poems is Ekphrastic poetry that I submitted for my portfolio, and I really enjoyed working on that poem, and so I'm excited to keep going with it. All right, thank you for watching day 4 of Tony's Wrightmas. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.